everybody, this is going to be a short review. I have had a horrible coughing fit the past 2 days, and it's driving me absolutely insane. But yeah, we got the new one by Silversun Pickups, Tenterhooks. I don't know, I didn't think I was going to do a separate video, but I've been getting into Silversun Pickups, and I actually have a few things I want to say about this. So, Silversun Pickups' new album, it's another one by Butch Vig, one of the biggest rock producers out there who's worked on and helped produce some of Green Day's best stuff, or at least just a popular Green Day album, 21st Century Breakdown. He has helped with Foo Fighters, including Wasting Light, one of the best 2010 rock records in my opinion. And then we also have got him working on Smashing Pumpkins, stuff like Siamese Dream, and yeah, pretty much he's helped create absolute iconic albums from this. And he's been doing Silversun Pickups for the last bunch so records, and I think it's quite cool. It's nice to see him kind of still producing for the band, and they've got some cool ideas working with him. Now, I'm not going to say that the Butch Vig is actually the kind of sole reason the band's sound is incredible, but I feel like it's more so on the writing aspect. I feel the last couple of albums we had were some of the band's weaker stuff, but Tenterhooks sort of reels back in the variety I like into their sound. You get a little bit of that kind of heavy sound on one or two songs, such as the Wreckage being a lot more kind of dark and moody with its heavier sound. It kind of reminds me of The Cure. And then we get tracks like Hot Wired, which this one kind of ends on an energetic, fun way, as well as Interrobang, probably being the longest and just very experimental track that pretty much wants to have the drums be the highlight for it, and I don't blame them. There's a lot of good instrumentation on this record. Matter of fact, even some of the vocal performances I quite like. Au Revoir, Reservoir, for example, honestly is pretty nice. We don't have the lead singer on this one. We have the, I can't remember the female instrumentalist, but she is doing the vocals here, and it sounds great. It gives a nice little bit of variety, and it just kind of throws you into this, oh, something different's happening, so it kind of like keeps you on your toes sort of little deal. Some good stuff throughout the album, and I think the first half is just generally packed with pretty consistent stuff. New Wave starts off a bit soft, and then it kind of goes into a bit more of this fun, energetic, catchy feel, and I like it. New Wave's a highlight. The Wreckage is also a really good highlight as well, as this was a lead single that I quite like. Like Wakey Wakey's also got some good elements, and I like the Dream part of it. It sounds quite cool. The only stuff that didn't really stick out to me too much is Long Gone, as this one's just not really anything that memorable. Witness Mark is kind of that, but it's not a bad one. I think Witness Mark is just kind of surrounded by better strong songs, and Running Out of Sounds, which is more of a piano ballady type of song, which definitely feels very different on the record, but I don't really dislike anything. Everything's still good quality, and I feel like Silversun Pickups has got that shoegaze feel onto these slower songs done well, and I love the blend into kind of the alternative indie sound they have here. There's some points where it generally just oozes indie, and some points it just generally puts in the dream pop shoegaze feel, working really well. There's a lot of combination between these formulas that give the album some cool life and some retros from, honestly, to be honest, it still manages to be a lot more I guess original and unique sounding in some way than the last couple of albums. I feel like with the Butch Vig era, I think this is one of the stronger releases. Personally, I feel like this kind of gives me a variety that I'd like to see. It's not shy to step into different sounds. I mean, even something like Long Gone and Running Out of Sounds, you'd think with Running Out of Sounds that's kind of them going, oh, we haven't got much ideas, but I feel like the album generally after that track just gives you some fun sounds. It's not their classic stuff, it's not going to beat their classic stuff, and I feel like Silversun Pickups knows that, but there's no harm in putting another good album in your discography, especially since how consistent the band has been anyway. It's definitely a highlight for me from quite a bit, but definitely not close to being one of their best either. It's kind of like a good for what it is sort of experience, I guess, in a similar way to how I view Enter Shikari as a Kiss for the Whole World. It's got charm on it and I love it, but it's not going to beat their best work. It's just another good album in the discography that I go back into every now and then and enjoy, and I feel like that's why I'm doing with this. I quite like Swoon. I would personally say Swoon's like a 4 out of 5 for me, and same with Carnivorous. Maybe I might change that because I haven't listened to that one as much, But with this one, I'd probably give it a little bit lower score, 3.5 out of 5. Doesn't have nearly as many standouts, but I think it's very consistent and all the songs are still good quality and sound fun. So that's all I have to say. I'm going to wrap this one up now. Thank you so much for watching and see you next video.